So we're going to talk about storytelling today. And if you did want to go back and look at any of the previous webinars that we have done, if you go to jewishlearningventure.org, you'll see, my computer's working really slow. You'll see a big banner across the top during this window here that says click here for resources for educators. And on there, you'll see under the webinars, if there is a recording, the recording is down here at the bottom, okay? And I wanted to make sure I told you, we just started advertising something today. I can't find it right now, but be on the lookout out for it from your ed directors. We are doing a little virtual contest kind of thing for your kids to do called Why is Tonight Different Than Any Other Night? And it's basically, why is Passover different this year? And for them to make a little video and create something, use some of their creativity to talk about however they want to approach that question. So you might want to share that with your students. Okay, StoryBird. StoryBird can be used by the teacher or by the student. As I mentioned, it is no longer free. You get a 7-day trial. And in that 7-day trial, you can create, I think, 3 books. They do not publish a book until it has been reviewed by a human being. So there is a pause before. So if you write your book tonight, don't plan to share it tonight. Plan to have it reviewed first, okay? I'm going to give you an example of a book. I was just playing around the other day and I was writing some. Where is mine? Here is mine. So this is my book. Oh, it's still under review and it's taking a long time. So, all right, because I did that a couple of days ago. So here is my book. And what I did is I pick an illustrator's drawings. And you have to stick with that illustrator's drawings. Then you build your book with those drawings, that artwork, and you write your story to go along with the pictures. And you can put the pictures in any order you would like. I will let you know there's not Jewish per se themed drawings. Okay, like I could type in Hanukkah, I'm not going to find Hanukkah drawings. I can type in Jewish, I'm not going to find anything that is tagged Jewish. But that doesn't mean you can't come up with a Jewish theme, right? We're all talking about how can we be Jewish every day in our homes. So let's—
I have a question.
Say that again?
I have a question. So
Sure.
You're allowed to use another illustrator's drawings?
That's the whole setup of StoryBird.
Okay, because I was worried about like copyright. Okay.
The whole idea is the illustrator puts their drawings out there.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to click through my little book. This week, 5 with family is okay. You're spending time with them today.
Aww.
If you go out, stay 6 feet away from afar, you're okay. Whoops, click. I just had that one. I decided no pictures or no words.
No words.
There's lots to do inside this week. Wipe down your toys if you blew your beak. What's for dinner? Play a game of Chopped. That's what my house does. Pick up the phone since you can't go shop. Take a snooze on the couch. This is the time to be a slouch. And that's the end of my book.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So what I did is I found a style that I liked. And then I just played around with the style and I came up with some words. Okay. So I'm going to create my own just to show you how it works. Now, normally, once it has been reviewed, you can take a link and you can share that link. Other things you can do with it is, again, depending upon if you pay for it or you don't pay for it, how many of these you can do. You can actually download a copy of the book. I think you can do for a free account maybe 1 copy. You can also print a copy, or you can share the link. If you print a copy, I think if this is right, what they print it for you, right? So this is where they're making their money, right? So I can say, here is my book. I love it. I want to print it. Or I can send it to grandma and grandpa, and they look at it and they say, oh, my baby, they wrote such a wonderful book. I'm going to have a copy of it, my own, and they buy it themselves. And now grandma and grandpa have a copy of their precious grandchild's book. And then next time they see them in person, after all this is done, they can have them autograph the book. So that's the idea of this book, or of this website. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to write a book. So I have to, every time I do this, I have to think, okay, write. And you can pick if I want to write a picture book, whoops, get back here, or a long form story like a chapter book. And they have recently added comics, flash fiction, and poetry, which I have not played around with. So I'm going to say I'm going to pick a picture book. And then you can search the artwork. So you can say horses, cats, dogs, flowers, whatever you might like, or you can just scan the pictures. So I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, this one here looks really adorable. So, or, oh, look at this. This is very detailed artwork kind of thing. When I go to it, I'll get a set. Now, this particular artwork has only been used in 1 book. There is a way, without going into it, let me see if I remember right. So right now I can see there's this many, these are all individual pictures, and some of them are stacked on top of each other. There are all individual pictures that I can use to build my book. Sometimes there's hundreds of them. Sometimes there's 10. It's all about the artist, okay? And what that artist has made available, all right? So let's just take a look at this book. So I'm going to write, I'm going to call my book Animals. I'm signed in here as VGJLV, but I can actually say it's by Virginia. And see, they're saying don't enter your real name. They don't want you to put Virginia Glatzer because this could be published to the world, right? So, and this is going to be the cover of my book. And down here on the bottom, I can determine what that cover is going to look like. So I could make it a cover like this, or a cover like this, or a cover like that. Oh, I like that one because I like the long look of it. And then here I start to add the pages of my book. And it has to be at least a 2-page spread, like a real book, or actually a 4-page spread, I guess it would be. So I'm going to do my first page. Now, you may not be able to see this on your screen, but there's 2 parts to this page. One is writing, and one is gray, a darker gray. The darker gray is where the picture is going to go. In some cases, it actually goes over top the center of the book. In other cases, it's the full screen. In other cases, it's just half of the page. It depends on the layout that you pick. So what's this one here? Okay, so that's a little robot. I don't particularly like the robot, so I'm going to put the kitty cats up there, and I'm going to start my story. Let me try that again, since it's got a heart. I love kitty cats. Don't tell my dog. Okay, so I have that one. And then I'm going to click my next page, and I'm going to put a pen. What could I write? I could write, I like to draw kitty cats. Okay, then I add my next page with the plus sign. And here's my bunny. Oh, look, I could put the bunny on the left side or the right side. Well, my last picture was on the left, so I'm going to put this one on the right. Okay, cats chase bunnies. Okay, so I'm going along and I'm creating my story as I go. Do I have any more kitty pictures? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Where's the kitty? Here's a dog. Oh, there you go. Dogs bark at cats. Okay, we're going to make sure I have completed my wonderful book. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview it. So it just took my book and put it together for me. I can go full size. Can you see it full size? And now I can click through this beautiful book that I just created. And if I actually have it reviewed and I have it published, then I can share that link with other people. So that's the idea of StoryBird. What kind of questions you got?
This is something that that the teacher does for the children. It's not something that you can do together with a class.
Well, absolutely, you could do it together. If you could do it as part of your Zoom class, right? And you do it together, and everybody builds it together. You know, you say, oh, Barb, what do you want to pick? And Barb says, I see a kitty cat up there in the top right corner. I want you to include that in our book. So we drag it over. And then Sammy, what are we going to say about the kitty cat? And Sammy's going to come up with the text there. And then it's, written by Miss Dell's class. And then you have a whole book. And in that case, you might want to print it and have something really special from your class.
Right.
How do you share the link? I missed that.
So because I don't, let me see something. I have another StoryBird account. Do I have it open? I don't have it open. In my other StoryBird account, I might be able to show you one. Let me see, that I wrote a long time ago. No, that's the same one. We'll do this one, Happy Little Monkey, that's one. And notice that one says printable. And what I would do here, where's my link? There should be a link. Edit. I'm not finding my link. Why not? Hang on a second. It might, I wonder if they're not even letting that happen anymore. Nope. Come on. Big screen. I actually liked this story. I don't see my link here. If I do this link, let's give this a shot. I'm going to put this in the chat. And let's see if you can open it. Can you click that and will it open for you?
404 page not found.
No, that one doesn't work. Okay, where did they? Let me go back again here. Oh, did I not publish that one yet? Recent writing. Hang on. Hang tight. It's been a while since I've built one of these. There used to be, when you put your mouse, see, I didn't have it reviewed. I thought I had it reviewed. So what's going to happen let me give you an example. Once it is reviewed, then it goes to, I'm going to go to my home page. So these are books written by other people.
That's you on the top. Maybe this is it.
That's where I was when I was going through mine. But when I go to reading, you can see what other people's books are. And see, it has a share button underneath it.
Oh, yeah.
That little symbol, this one right here, means share. And you would click that, and that's your link that you would share. Okay?
Great. Thank you.
Sure. Woo! So that is StoryBird. Now I'm going to show you a couple of others. Have any of you used Animoto before? So Animoto has been around for a long time. Let me show you a couple of them to give you an idea of what they look like. Bonnie, you probably remember those little people when they looked like that.
Yes.
And here's another one. Now, these are all my own pictures that I use. These aren't pictures that are embedded in Animoto. I actually uploaded my pictures, and you'll see that it has Animoto written across it. That's because I'm using the free version. So that's what Animoto looks like. As far as what you can write, it's short and sweet. It's really focused on the pictures. So let me show you how I would create one. So I'm going to create, what kind of video do I want to create? I don't want to do marketing. I want to do memories. And then you get to pick sort of a theme that you want to do. And what it comes down to is don't pick one that says premium on it, okay? So I'm going to pick this one. It's going to give you an idea of what it looks like. Yeah, I don't particularly like that one. I don't like the sliding back and forth thing. So let's see what this one looks like. That's sort of cute, right? That's got the cute little kid feel to it. So I'm going to click create video. Now this one you can only have X number, I think it's 3, that are live at any time. So you might have to delete some if you're going with the free version. So I am going to, right, it has the song Swing, Swang, Swung. If I want to change the song, they have a limited number that I can pick from, and you can upload your own. You probably have to pay for that one. I'm going to add photos, videos, and text. So I'm going to pick a picture. So you can go, if you have pictures stored in other places, you can use photos that they have online that are free for you to use, or you can pick your own. So I'm going to pick my own. This might not be a good idea because I don't know how fast this is going to work. Let's go to my photos. This is my computer acting slow. For now, I'm going to cancel out of that because I don't want that to take up the whole thing. I'll just pick some photos that they have or not. All of a sudden, my computer decided it was tired. It's been going for 12 hours today. There we go. Let's try that again. Upload. And I'm just going to pick some random pictures. There's one. I'm going to pick another one. And then I just go through and I pick my pictures. I have no idea what I'm going to here. This way I'll see what they look like instead of just guessing. Large icons, that's what I want. There we go. So we have some pictures of some, what else? I'm trying to find something that is okay for me to use. Oh, there we go. Here's some instruments. So once I have my pictures in there, that one I'm going to get rid of because it doesn't match my theme. I'm going to add another one. So you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Oh, same pictures. That's not very good. One more shot. Here we go. There's three that are instruments. Okay, so I have them, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to add some text. So it's gray. I'm not sure how well you'll see it, but it says instruments and I like music, and it's counting down the number of characters that I can have. And I'm going to put that in the front. And then I'm going to add some other text. And we're actually, no, we're not. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to go here and there's a caption. So that is a trombone. And this one is a drum, or we'll call that percussion. And then we have another one, and I'm going to caption it. And that is a bass trombone. I'm getting good at these instruments. And now I can go to the settings. If I click on the settings, if I need to, I can rotate the picture depending upon what I want to do with it. And then I can add music if I want to. I'm not going to add any more music. I'm just going to keep the one song. And then anything else that I want to put in here as far as my settings go? No. I forget how many pictures you can do, but you can do quite a few pictures for this free. Basically, it gives you 30 seconds, and in that 30 seconds, it's going to take your pictures and it's going to set them to music. So if you have 20 pictures, they're each going to be up there for like a second and a half, not even, okay? If you have 5 pictures, they're going to be up there much longer, okay? So now I can go over here and I can even add little videos there. I didn't try a video, but I could upload a video to my video. And if I want a title page, which I think is what I already did. Yeah, I already have the title page. So you get the idea of it. So now once I get finished, I'm going to go to produce. I'm going to give it whatever information I want. I'm going to say how high quality I want it to be. The highest quality is only if you want to download it, okay? Instruments. And we're doing this today, and we're going to finish. So then it's going to go off, and it's going to do its thing with my pictures and combine them all into one. You can see it's got that bar going across that it's telling us how long it's taking. The higher quality video you create, the longer it's going to take to process it. And then you can see down the bottom here, you get the option to download it. You get the option to just plain old get a link. So I can take that link and I can give it to all of you, and you can play it for yourself. And depending upon your website, you could copy this text and you can actually drop it onto your website, and it will embed it right in the middle of your web page for your congregation. Okay, so and if you have a YouTube site, you can send it right to YouTube if you want to. All right, so let's play it and see what we got. So short and sweet, but you get the idea of how it takes that and pulls it all together. So that is Animoto. Questions? Really easy. quite enjoyable to use. And you're at the end, you're like, oh, look at that. Look what I put together. Again, the link at the end is right here. You copy it. And it looks like you might even, if you click hide Animoto branding, you know how it said Animoto free trial on it? Looks like you can even hide that, which I'm surprised by because of the price, the freebie. I'm curious how much Animoto costs now. So if you want it unlimited, it's $8 a month. So it's not cheap. I mean, by the time you add it all up, you've got $100 for the year. But if you only want to do one now and then, you know, if say we actually were celebrating Passover and you did a Seder at school and you want to take a bunch of pictures and pull them together to create a cool Animoto at the end, and then you get rid of it when you're finished and you run out of room and you add a new one. So that is Animoto. Now the final one I'm going to show you is VoiceThread. VoiceThread is a bit harder. And VoiceThread, you do have to have an account to add to it, okay? So you would have to have your students or their parents create an account. But here's an example of one that I created. Long time ago.
Virginia, what age range do you think this is good for?
I did this with some teachers.
Now, Tucker Mouse
This
has
will
heard
vary.
almost all the sounds that can be heard in New York City. But in all his days and on all his journeys through the greatest city in the world, Tucker had never heard a sound quite like this one.
So now it says a pop-up came up and I created all this. Listen to the sound that Tucker heard. How would you describe this sound? Click the plus and record your oral response. So when you click on it, you're going to hear Tucker. I thought we were going to hear Tucker. Not, come on, the cricket. Where's the cricket sound? Do, 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 do. My cricket sound disappeared. I used to have a cricket sound embedded there. I was working with somebody on that one. So now what I can do is I can go in and click this plus sign, and I can use all of these different ways to respond to this picture. So I can type a response, and I can just respond that way. Or I can phone it in. I can truly call my phone, and from my phone, it'll give me a phone number and I can give a response to that particular one. So enter your phone number and it calls you, and then you give your response, okay? Like I forgot my password on something before and it called me to give me a code, same idea. Or I can click the microphone button and I can respond orally, or I could click the video button. There it goes. Oh, it's not letting me. Come on, open in a new tab. Why not? For some reason, it's not letting my video.
Now, Tucker Mouse had heard almost all the sounds.
We heard you already. Okay. Or I could respond by uploading a file to it. So you can take pictures, you can have multiple things. Let me see. Hang on one moment. I'm going to go back to my other voice threads. Let's go back up. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I originally created that like in 2012. My goodness. Let me see if I have one that's a little more involved. Hang on just a second. So this one I did for Hanukkah a couple years ago. This was when Hanukkah and was starting on Christmas Eve. It was at the same time. So I gave my take on it.
So I'm not too excited about Christmas Eve and Hanukkah falling at the same time. I really like Hanukkah to be its own holiday, especially in my house where we celebrate multiple holidays.
And then my goal was to have
So
people
it's
respond.
recording, and now I can use my
And you can
pens
see
that are
here
down
on the
here at the
left-hand
bottom,
side,
and I can say what.
that's actually Colomette. On the left-hand side, I have a video response to whatever I had spoken about. So it's more involved than StoryBird or Animoto, but it does give the opportunity for a video response, for an audio response. But the trick here is everybody who responds to the video does have to have an account. So, and typically on these websites, to have an account, you have to be 13 years old to create an account. So you would want your parents to be in on this, loop them in, and have them create the account with their student. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you today as far as how you could tell a story using the computer. Can you think of a way that you might use StoryBird or Animoto or VoiceThread?
I think StoryBird can be nice. I'm a little disappointed that we can't put our own pictures there.
You know, a lot of people say that. I feel like I read that they have added the ability. Let me just see something. I'm going to, while you're thinking about how you might use it, I'm wondering if there is a way that you can add your picture, because I sort of kind of remember that you could. Oh, here you go. 2 months, by the way, it's really cheap now. 2 months of membership is $5. So if you wanted to buy it as a teacher and make some books for your students, it's $4.99 for 2 months per user, because they're trying to support people in home-based learning right now. So let me just double check. I want to see if there's
But when you say that you can, like you did, we can do it as a group on your computer and you just share the screen.
Yeah, that's how you can
have
do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if it gives you any possibility to put your own pictures in. It does not look like they give that. I think this started as a way to give artists an opportunity to have exposure. I really do. I'm just like, there's a family plan. There's a yearly plan. Let me just see the family plan. Sign up for an individual account, upgrade to a family plan available for 2 to 5 members, and invite family members to join and start your literary journey together. But it does not, none of them seem to give the option to add your own photos. But the photos are, rather the illustrations are amazing. They're amazing. Any other comments, questions? Bonnie? Oh, you're muted. Make sure you unmute. You're muted, Bonnie.
For me, I think the StoryBird is better because since we are not able to share some pictures, I guess it's perfect for our age group. It's short and very clear.
And
I'm a little bit more intrigued with the Animoto, and with working with the Dalit kids at Colomette, I could see them doing that at home, like, okay, do Passover, like you said, or whatever. And then when we come back, whatever the next session is after that, they could load it so that I could show it on the screen, right? Or they could share it on Zoom,
right?
And we would get to see a little bit about their experience or whatever they want to tell us and share. So I think they could really I'm sure that they would have no problem doing that. I'd probably be the one that struggled a little bit more. But I
Right.
think we give them an opportunity to talk a little bit about, I think that would be great for them.
It'd be fun to see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any ideas?
They can also create their own Haggadah, their own like Pesach story by choosing pictures online from, pyramids and, different things, and then put it in order and write something for each.
Well, it would go by pretty fast. I mean, if you
Yeah.
wanted to do a Haggadah, you'd have to pick some real key points in the Seder.
What is the length that is?
It's 30 seconds.
Oh, it's only 30. Okay.
Right. So like I said, if you pick 10 pictures, then you got 3 seconds per picture.
Oh.
Okay.
Or you could assign different parts of the Haggadah to individual children, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah. And then you'll have, 5 links kind of thing. The beginning, the middle, the end, and in between.
Right, right.
You can do something of who am I in the Haggadah. So somebody takes a character and do different, like it's almost like a riddle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be fun. Yeah. So they pick different things that are key to them, and they have to figure out which character they're talking about. Yeah. Anything else you're
I'm
dreaming up?
thinking how to, I guess, anyway, in Hebrew, you can't do much because of the writing, and most kids don't have Hebrew keyboard.
Right.
Oh, we can do it also. They can do a little quiz. Who am I? Each one make their own, the same idea of riddles.
Mm-hmm. About themselves.
Of their self, and people need to go in and guess.
Right. All right, you're starting to think of some ideas. That's good. That's better than last night. I don't even remember what we did last night. Last night was screencasting, and nobody could come up with an idea of how they could use screencasting. So I feel like I know so many of you now. I've seen your faces, 3-4 times already. This is wonderful. That's very nice. Very nice. So next week, I'm doing one webinar, and that one is to talk about Zoom and how you might use Zoom to engage your kids. And some of you have already thought up some great ideas, and I hope you will come back and you'll share them, or even things that you have tried already. And, as I've showed you these other tools, you've thought about how you could use them within Zoom. That
When is that one?
goal. That one, you got me. Let me see. Let's see if we go to the JLB calendar. I bet you it will.
By the way, Virginia, one of the challenges that we have with Zoom, that some kids, I found out that they can't find the annotate, or they have different annotation option if they're on an iPad or they're a tablet. So it has been in the last few Zooms that I did or watched with other kids, it has been a problem. I guess it might be also a learning curve for the kids.
Right. And it depends on, sometimes you're using an app, and an app only has so much in it. And sometimes you have, you're using the application. Some kids are logging in the browser.
Yeah.
Some kids are logging in the app. Some kids are logging in on the phone. Some kids are logging in on an iPad. So you're right. It may not work the same in every situation. The webinar next time, and that's not a how-to, that's more of a conversation. That is Tuesday at 7 o'clock, the 31st. And even though we talked about Zoom, if you have people using Google Hangouts, or, we talked a little bit about Facebook Live, we could talk about some of that as well. Have any of you watched the Facebook Lives that JLV is doing? No? Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to stop recording if I can remember. There it is. And